Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you, get 18% off. We out.
Belief about
I'm on the phone.
You on the phone?
Yeah.
You looking at my baby?
No, I ain't looking at
right?
him. No, I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, man. Next time we come outside, don't be staring and shit like that. I don't like that.
I wasn't looking at him.
All right, man. Deontay Wilder and his team responds to winning arbitration over Bob Arum and Tyson Fury. But first, Tyson Fury Pops goes off about Wilder winning arbitration and worried that his son is going to go ahead and get knocked the hell out. Let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. Check out the Heavyweight Boxing playlist. It says John Fury worried about Tyson losing to Deontay Wilder on July 24th. He did a whole interview. You can watch it. I'll read it. Start off. Make sure you thumbs up the video. Share the video. That's what to donate to the channel. Share the video. But hey, like the interviews y'all saw last weekend. This guy, man. Chihuahua getting on my nerves. But you want to help me get to the fights? Donate, man. Cash App, CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. All that's in the description. But wait till the end of the video, you'll see that. But let's start off with it. He says Tyson Fury dad is distracted at his son losing out on a massive $80 million payday to fight Anthony Joshua due to arbitration case with Deontay Wilder. Okay. Drinking my tea and crumpets like Dr. Blicky with the sticker. Let me go read like that. I'm joking. John Fury worried about Tyson losing to Fury. Quote, I'm just worried if Tyson can raise his game for Wilder, said Fury to BT Sports Boxing. Whether he gets complacent and makes mistakes. Quote, he's got a chance of going wrong out there. I don't like how it's been handled. It's been badly handled. The danger is getting fair play out there, said John Fury about Fury and Wilder. And America, quote, American boxing fraternity's been embarrassed from the last escapade. Quote, why wouldn't you take $20 million step aside without fighting when you get guaranteed shot at the winner? When you're fighting for less than $20 million and you're risking getting your skull caved in again, John said about Wilder not agreeing to step aside and let Fury face Anthony Joshua, August 14th. Quote, it doesn't make sense on his part. So obviously the power that be are involved. Obviously they're calling the shots and they trapped both men, haven't they? Quote, I just say, listen, there's your belt. Keep it. There's your belt. I'm fighting AJ, or if you want to fight, no problem. I'll fight you in Saudi. And then the Saudis are happy because they have gotten through a lot of trouble with those people. Quote, they've gone through a lot of running around with a lot of expenses. They deserve better, man. What's happened? I just feel like they've done all wrong, said John Fury. Okay, so he goes on again. Fury Wilder arbitration could have been squashed. Quote, I was told arbitration was not a problem. John about Fury Wilder, all of a sudden it's a problem. Excuse me, this arbitration has been squashed in December, but they didn't squash it. I can rattle on all day. The public knows they're not fools. Garbage. Quote, both mans can get beat. AJ can get beat, and so can Tyson, said John about the trilogy with Wilder and Joshua match against Alexander Usyk. Quote, both men can get complacent, and all of a sudden they're geared up to fight somebody else. We had the biggest fight in history, and then all of a sudden, what we got? Quote, 2 warm-up fights in between. I say keep your WBC title. I'm out. Excuse me. I'm out there and I'm trying to fight AJ with the belt or without. I'm sure people still want it, John said. So, he went on. John, the Americans never wanted Joshua versus Fury. Quote, everybody seemed to be doing what Bob Arum said John. He's probably got the intentions right, but it's all about money and what they can do. Quote, all of this benefits the Americans because they never wanted to Saudi fight, did they? Tyson wanted it, I wanted it, and everybody else in the world wanted it. Quote, what have we got? Deontay Wilder, we beat him to pieces, and he wasn't even a fight. You can't get complacent, and you'll probably see a different Deontay Wilder this time. Quote, it's probably going to be a lot different. AJ and Usyk is not going to match up to what we're going. None of it, said John. Okay, that's what he had to say. You know, he did the interview with BT Sports, and my thing is this: the fight not big, and the Saudis not probably putting up the money if it ain't undisputed, or at least not the money that they think it is. And ultimately, man, you feel their frustration. It went to mediation, then arbitration. They said it wasn't gonna be a problem. You should be getting on Bob Arum ass. Of course, a lot of Americans didn't. I didn't give a fuck, honestly. Yeah, I know I didn't give a fuck. My thing with Deontay Wilder, when all these brothers preaching black unity and black galvanization and black camaraderie, whatever you want to say, you know, everybody preaching now. Oh, let's be together, brother. Let's be like the Nation of Islam and walk on the same foot. And I remember my mom made me go to they had some type of men meeting down there. It used to be Cobo Hall, but they found out Cobo was racist finally, and then Albert Cobo used to be the mayor of Detroit. Found out he was racist, and then they changed to TCL Banks, and I haven't been down there since they named it that. And dude, it was a Cobo, and then, you know, I think Mr. Louis Farrakhan was preaching. I was young. I was probably like 13, 14, 15, 12, maybe somewhere in there. And hey man, them brothers was they was strutting on the same thing. They walk was cold as hell, man. They always clean suits, fitted suits. I always remember that. I remember my mom said I used to knew how to swim. I remember that shit. I can't swim now, but yeah, I mean, obviously it is what it is, bro. And I mean, if it wasn't no foul play or the Americans cheat, hey, look, you want to say you got cheated the last fight? It is what it is. You got to draw the first fight. Excuse me. Second fight, y'all won. If you know, really, the narrative is gonna be if Deontay Wilder get out there and knock him out and win. Tyson Fury was on drugs allegedly. I'm not saying he is. The narrative is gonna be cheated. His gloves, this, that, and the third. And of course, a lot of Americans don't care. You talking about the American, most of them fake hardcore boxing fan. You know, you talking about them, man. And most partly, I would like to see them do undisputed, but honestly, it wasn't how my priority lived in boxing. People saying that's the biggest boxing and fighting boxing history. It can't be if the Americans don't care about it. We the Mecca. We got all the best places to fight at. Y'all want to say Wembley? Y'all do 100,000, but then again, y'all still don't have live gate records. Y'all still don't have pay-per-view records. You know, going to the T-Mobile Arena and fill out 2,000 people or the MGM Grand 16,000 people, whatever hold. That's way more important than y'all fighting in Wales and fighting in Cardiff, whatever you want to say, Cardiff, Wales. It is. Because y'all got laws about how y'all can run up pay-per-views and run up ticket prices. We don't. We can run them up as far as we want to. And also, America is the Mecca. And you got a lot of people always want to fight in Vegas. You know, a lot of people always want to go to Southern California. A lot of people like to fight in New York City. You know, and then you have other national treasures that, you know, really, you know, get forgotten. Like, you know, Indianapolis had some good fight scenes back in Detroit, Chicago, you know, Milwaukee, Minnesota, Philadelphia. You know, those are really great fighting scenes, man, fighting towns. And Texas is coming. You know, Houston is starting to become the third highest populated city. So they kept them Texas boys coming in. Boxing is becoming, it would never be as big as football down there, but boxing is coming up there, man, in a nightlife scene. So, you know, like I said, New York, Vegas, LA, Texas, Houston is becoming their next boxing, you know, great boxing scene. But I mean, of course, we want to be concerned when you talking about the biggest puncher. My thing is Tyson Fury ate those two big straight right hands. Y'all can say he got clipped in the back of the head. He ate them, and it shouldn't be hard a second time. Deontay Wilder can't drastically learn to do the things he need to do. Then he set traps. You know, he ain't gonna come out here on his toes. He ain't even close to stance yet. He can't come out here on his toes and, you know, get on his toes and box and throw combinations and fight with a rhythm. No, he's not gonna walk to Tyson Fury and learn how to punch up or learn how to punch to the body and punch in succession. When the fire hit the pan, you revert back to what you learned. And that's why they tell you to take 3, 4, 5 tune-ups or whatever it may be to do a new style. Why you think Jerry Hurd ain't jumping back in the fire? Because he got to learn. He got to learn to become a full boxer. Stick, move, you know, all it takes time. You know, people think Deontay Wilder, 36 years old, gonna come out there. Only how he gonna win this fight is 3 ways. If Tyson Fury truly cheated, if the hit behind the head truly, something was really going on with Wilder before the fight, or he learned how to hide that right hand. That's the only way he gonna win the fight. You know, and honestly, man, a lot of Henry think it was the hit behind the head that did it to Wilder. And cool, let's see. But my thing was, if we talking about if everything is even, the first time, we're talking about this time, a lot of times it's about getting on the toes, you know, really punching in succession, going jabbing to the body, sticking the right hand to the body, you know what I'm saying? walking Tyson Fury down because he's not going to walk him into traps. You behind the jab, doubling the jab, throw the right hand behind the jab, left hook, right hand, left hook, right hook. I mean, really putting his punches together. Jab, right hand, come back, step over, left hook, uppercut. That's what it's really about for Tyson Fury, man. It's about, for Deontay Wilder, it's about hiding the right hand, punching in combination, working the body, hook downstairs, hook upstairs. That's what it's about, man. And he does those things in spurts, but he doesn't do it consistently, fight by, round by round, fight by fight. But you hope the man win, but, I really don't, I really want to see him win, but I really don't really care. But I want to see it between AJ and Fury, And AJ talking about dropping the belt, said Deontay Wilder thrilled after Tyson Fury was ordered to face him and wants to derail Anthony Joshua fight, says Shelly Fink. It was a great feeling. There's a parable about the dog with the bone. The big bone with Saudi Arabia, and you end up with nothing. Co-manager Shelly Fink delighted after Wilder received Tyson Fury fight. Now, it was some rumors going around that he fired Shelly Fink. And side note, Shelly Fink used to promote Jermell Charlo. Okay. Mucus in my body. Sorry, man. Like 48 degrees yesterday. The former WBC champion will receive an opportunity to regain the title after arbitration. Reading from Sky Sports ruled that Tyson Fury should take a third fight, which will be held in Las Vegas. I'm not sure it will be held in Vegas. Let me see if we can pull it up in a minute. Wilder remained silent as he prepared with training team, including the addition of Malik Scott in his corner. Finkel revealed response to the ruling. Quote, just thrilled. It was phenomenal told. Finkel told Spot Sports, it was a great feeling. Quote, there's parable about the dog with the bone. The big bone with Saudi Arabia, and you end up with nothing by Aaron Fury once in July because they believe Tyson Fury just going to walk through Deontay Wilder, and then they can get the fight with Joshua provided he beats Alexander Usyk. Anthony Joshua talking about dropping that belt, so you have to fight Usyk because of the money. Eddie Hearn talking about that. Quote, that's what their game plan is, obviously, and we aim to derail that. We'll see. That's pretty much what he had to say. Finkel said, I don't think you have arbitration out there, and you go say, we've made a deal already. Quote, that's just, to me, is just a logical way. This is not a logical way of doing things. And then after that, you don't hear Eddie Hearn, Joshua promoter, saying anything. Quote, the reason, obviously, someone told him, you better not say things because Fury fights you guys instead. You have a massive liability. You have been inducted into a breach of contract. That's been, all that stuff, right? It is what it is, bro. It is what it is, man. He can talk all he wants to. Who gives a fuck? They're having a fight. Second interview that just came. That was 23 hours, 11 hours. Deontay Wilder revenge win over Tyson Fury was surprised the world, but not his team, says co-manager Shelly Finkel. He says he Wilder mentally great. Finkel told Sky Sports he wants this more than anything. He's putting in the time and training, and that's needed to get. If he can't beat Fury the way he's planning to do it now, then he just can't beat the guy. But I believe he will. I've seen things before, and I've seen the way it is now. Quote, also remember, there was only one time he was an underdog in that, and that was against the first fight with Bermane Stiverne. He got disciplined, and he did what he had to do. I think he just believed that there was no way that Fury could beat him and disrupted his equilibrium. That's what I just said. I guess it's the best way to say it. He had a lot of things he thought about. I think he should have not said them. He did. He meant them, but now he's more okay. Now I've got to prove it. I can't talk, and that's what he's going to do. Wilder vented his frustration. Okay, we know that. He just can't believe it, said Finkel. That was in anger, so he spent time and said, look, let me focus on getting in the ring and focus on winning. That's a totally different mindset. Totally. He's training harder for this fight. He's training since August, July, physically. Now he's training tactically. It's 8 weeks from tomorrow. The fight, there's no reason to talk because matter that anyone says, most people aren't going to believe it unless he proves it in the ring. Facts. He also has a lot of skills that he hasn't shown recently. Like he said, they need 12 rounds, need 2 seconds. I think you'll see someone prepared for 12 rounds. He went on. Okay, who cares? He went on. My thing is this. Of course, we ain't gonna believe it until we do it. But he's still talking. You know, he's still doing videos, fighting in his rink in Alabama. He just don't look comfortable, bro. He look tight. He remind me of Shane. Shane Mosey's more polished and technical. No? He remind me of Shane Mosey. Fighting tight. He don't look comfortable. His stance too wide. To me, they can talk all the shit you want to. A year without fighting is not enough. You know, you look at him. He just look uncomfortable, look tight. There's no reason to believe he'd be Fury other than unless Fury cheated or that equilibrium shot did it. So, I mean, I hope the best for the brother. Malik Scott is an amazing trainer. He got him trying to move his head, but the difference is Malik Scott is not as tall as Tyson Fury. And you look at him, everything he's doing is telegraphed. You know, you look at him, he just don't look comfortable. His jab, his feet movement, he flat-footed. He trying to get on his toes a little bit. You know, I just think a couple fights would have did. And I don't blame him, like what John said. You know, he could have just stepped aside and got the winner. Tyson Fury wasn't going to fight him again. So legally knocked out him. Tyson Fury would have beat Joshua twice and retired. You know. But let's see it, you know. Let's see him come back and be one of the greater comebacks in boxing. You know, I can name a lot of more comebacks, but it's ranked right up there with them. I mean, Holyfield coming back from the dead, beating Tyson. Muhammad Ali beating the system, coming back, beating Big Bad George Foreman. Coming back, beating Joe Frazier. I mean, you can just go back in boxing. You know, history. It's been a lot of great comebacks to our history. Jake LaMotta finally getting Sugar Ray Robinson. You know, it's been a lot. So I wish the brother another, but I just didn't like him throwing Malik Scott under the bus. I mean, not Malik Scott, but Mark Breland under the bus, and that's when I started just to speak in my mind. Other than I wouldn't have said shit. Mark Breland not like that, bro. But you can just tell he just uncomfortable. But the last time he displayed skills was Bermain Savard. And Tyson Fury ain't Bermain Savard. Tyson Fury still gonna walk him down. He gotta be prepared for that. He can't generate power in that right hand off the back foot. Y'all see that anytime he generate power, he's stepping into it. He's stepping into it, man. So I don't know, it's gonna be an interesting fight. Like I said, I still think T.O. and Devin, if they fight this year, is more interesting. You know, even more interesting than Pacquiao and Spence. Pacquiao older, people would say. But honestly, looking forward to this, man. It's gonna be a great fight. Hopefully Deontay Wilder rises. You know, your mind tend to tell you that Tyson Fury gonna win, but you know, we'll see. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Don't forget me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video question. All my social media links description. Twitter is the fastest way than Facebook and Instagram. You're gonna advertise your business channel, video question, chop it up. Links there. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App CJ Good 313. It's in the description. PayPal link there as well too. Best way to donate, share the video. Appreciate the love, support. Yeah, Cash App, PayPal there. Appreciate it. Peace. All right, appreciate everybody for supporting the channel, man. Everybody that been here since day one. But if you want to continue to support the channel, you want to continue seeing me go to these fights, man. I appreciate if you do donate to the channel. Now you have several ways to donate, and you can like the channel, you can share the channel, you can subscribe to the channel. Most of you guys do that on everything, but financially, if I'm gonna go to Wilder Fury, Spence Pacquiao, and all the big fights, and I'm only interested in going to the big fights, I'm gonna need you guys' support. You can reach me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, anytime for any advice, or you want to advertise your business on the channel. It's another way you help support the channel. I do want to work with businesses and all that. But if you want to make a donation, Cash App is CJ Good 313. That's in the description. PayPal link is in the description as well too. Appreciate it. Peace.